You're with the infamous and dangerous and always in your face, Eric Andrew Cinotti.
Bianca Sea, that's me.
Welcome to the hostile zone. Oh, I got to fix this picture behind me here. Abraham Lincoln was a little loose here. Welcome to the hostile zone. You're with the infamous and dangerous and always in your face, Eric Andrew Cinotti. Eric A. Cinotti with a really big A. Oh,
Eric Cinotti, of course.
right here on the hostile zone. Yet another episode with syndication, iHeart, everywhere, right?
Yes, and another day.
Right, another day. So this is the hostile zone. You're with the one and only Eric Cinotti. I'm accompanied by the vocalist on-air sensation, Miss Bianca Sea. S-E-A, like the ocean.
Bianca Sea, that's me. Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
You look lovely today. What's that brooch?
Thank you. Oh, it's my antique brooch.
You're all into the brooches.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, do you have like a really big collection?
Well, I'm hoping to, little by little. It depends on, I'm very picky.
You
with
always
them.
get really good ones, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't like them tacky. I like them classic.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's that's like almost, I don't know if I'm right, but it's a very delicate gold.
It is.
It's like
it
a
is.
very soft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very soft, and delicate. Yes, you're right about that. So I always keep it in a safe place, if anything.
So if you're watching the show today, on the ticker here below is the basic topic of today's show. But you can reach the show at the Hostile Zone at bbstalkradio.com or Eric Cinotti at bbstalkradio.com. Bianca Sea, S-E-A, at bbstalkradio.com. And always Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com. And if you want to drop a text, what is that text?
Well, it's 917-877-0171.
There it is, folks. There it is. So we're here another day. So there's always stuff going on, but we try to keep up with a little bit of everything here.
Yes, we
I
do.
think this is a good one, talking national security. And I think that people are going to have a mixed idea about this. Yeah, you've heard of WikiLeaks?
I have.
WikiLeaks a while back, Julian Assange, the white-haired guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he released documents of the Iraq War and Afghanistan and what NSA and CIA were doing.
Yeah, over the years, it
Yes.
was
And he was-
improving. At first, it was a little
he was
iffy,
hiding.
and then now it's all fixed, right?
Right. Well, I wouldn't say all fixed, but he
Oh.
took a plea deal. He took a plea deal. So tonight we're gonna dive into this major event. Julian Assange, founder of the infamous WikiLeaks, has pled guilty.
Really?
This moment shakes journalism because no one expected this. Espionage and global politics. It literally crosses all of it. We're going to explore the implications for whistleblowers, journalists, and other institutions who, when they feel the government's not doing right, they open their mouth. So to start off with a great quote, and I think it's great. In a time, what's that?
What's the quote?
In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. George Orwell famously wrote 1984, which they say we're living now.
Really?
The Big Brother state. He wrote Animal Farm, 1984. I found that to be a great quote. Folks, I do my notes myself and pick my quotes. I don't have anybody do it for me. So if you like stuff and you don't like stuff, let me know. Reach out. I don't have somebody doing it for me, so I take the effort to give you 100% of what I have.
Yeah.
So,
how do you know? It's what you guys like, you know.
Right. Yeah. I try to give you what the other networks may not give you, and I try to get a little dialogue, and that's where you come in great with the J&Q Public, because
Yes,
you're
of
not the
course.
politician or the lawyer or any of that. So you heard of WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. You probably don't know much about it, but you understand that there is an issue.
Absolutely.
You heard about Edward Snowden.
Yes,
It
I
was
have.
around the same time. So Julian Assange, he created this WikiLeaks, and he was putting files there all the time. He is actually an Australian journalist, was what he says.
In Aussie, okay.
And he founded WikiLeaks, and he was famously known for releasing classified and military classified and diplomatic documents back in 2010. I don't know I don't remember some of the documents. There were some documents that were pretty serious in classification. But he struck a deal. He exposed, they say, at least more than 250,000 U.S. diplomatic documents and 500,000 or so military ones.
Oh,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
I was active duty military at the time, so I'm thinking back that this was a big deal because they gave, they put out operational, operational security information, which we call OPSEC. Things like that was put out. So it kind of had to change the way a lot of missions and operations and sorties and stuff that we and other units were doing, because he had access to stuff that not everybody else did.
Oh, okay.
In his defense, and I'm not picking a side, in his defense, he felt he was being a whistleblower and telling the public some of the stuff allegedly he found to be shady.
Oh.
Doesn't mean it's shady. I'm not saying that. He found it to be that way, and he released it.
So is he like the type of voice that somebody would send him stuff, and then he would
a
be
lot
the
of
one
people,
that brings it
I
out?
think even
Is that
remember
what it is?
Bradley Manning, who is now Chelsea Manning, Private Bradley Manning. I want to say that he released. Bradley was a private in the Army, and he had security clearance, and he was a guy. He's Chelsea Manning now. He transferred, converted, whatever they call that.
Hey,
Transitioned. Whatever, that has nothing to do with it, but I'm just saying he's Chelsea Manning now. He I believe, if I recall, Private Manning did provide some documents to WikiLeaks. He was part of that process. I don't know if Edward Snowden was involved with that. I know he did a big whistleblower dump of documents. I think there was. Edward Snowden is still wanted. He's out there. But WikiLeaks, Assange, has put an end to it. So let's see what it says here. There had been serious battles, and Assange has been seeking asylum in Ecuador at the embassy in London since 2012 to avoid extradition to Sweden over a potential alleged sexual misconduct issue.
Oh.
Now, I don't know what the issue is with this sexual misconduct. It doesn't say assault, doesn't say rape, sexual misconduct. Is this something that was probably a Me Too thing, but it also worked in favor of of helping to try to get him to the United States to be prosecuted for releasing our information? You have to wonder what, again, don't always believe what you see in the news, So
I believe half of what
I don't have any personal information on Julian Assange, unlike where I know more about Snowden and I know more. I don't know. I've never met Julian, so I can't comment on that.
Okay.
I was privy to see some of these documents. I did work in a division where I saw some of this. I don't know. People could have gotten hurt. And I think that's really what it comes down to. It's like, I get the whistleblower aspect. I do. We evolve as human beings.
Yes.
Right? So maybe at the time, active duty military, different time. I hadn't finished my law degree yet. I saw things differently. Now a little older, a little more educated, a little more knowledgeable, not directly related. I'm not in active duty status somewhere. I don't know. I mean, there is a place for whistleblowing. But when is that place appropriate? And when is it not? Are lives going to be risked by providing that information? And that I don't know the details on that. But again, if the government is being shady and violating constitutional rights, committing war crimes, et cetera, And I'm not saying they did, but if they did, I don't support that.
No.
I don't support that. But I think at the same time, if you're going to whistleblow, understand that the soldier wearing the uniform on the ground, you may hurt him, and he or she is not one who made policy and made the decision. We pound the pavement and do what we're told. And if you're unhappy with something the president's administration did, or somebody, the Secretary of Defense or whoever, remember when you make these whistleblowing that there are people on the ground that will suffer potentially serious consequences, and that has to be weighed into the whole aspect. But he was hanging out in the embassy, and he was arrested by British police in 2019 after Ecuador revoked his asylum.
Oh.
I wonder how that worked out. Because
I wonder how. Yeah.
I mean, if I was one of these little countries and you were holding a traitor of the United States, I don't know if I really would say, yeah, let's give asylum to this guy and let's piss off an entire nation, the world's superpower nation, of which we could drive to your country. We could drive right into Mexico and drive straight down. And I'm sure that they get funding from the United States at some point.
Yeah,
And
possibly.
wasn't it an Ecuadorian person who sexually assaulted a U.S. citizen who came to this country illegally, right? So I don't know the conversation that transpired with the United States and whoever had a conversation with Ecuador, but they decided to revoke it. And we have an agreement with, well, there's a thing called Interpol, that's the international police thing where everybody kind of works together a little bit. And not every country has also extradition, meaning like if you have a warrant for you in another country, if we have extradition agreements with certain countries, some we don't.
Right.
So if you're a criminal somewhere, we can't come and get you, and they're not going to send you back. Ecuador was one of them, but they didn't allow him to come there because obviously they didn't want that issue. Now we have a deal with Britain, with England, that our law enforcement, they are like hand in hand. I remember in New Jersey, right after 9/11, 2002, 2003, it was Tony Blair was the Prime Minister of England, and George W. Bush was the President of the United States. They made an agreement over terrorists, and now we have, you know, a little bit without going into a CEO, but this is very interesting stuff. That there is issues with Ireland. Thank you. Word blurb. Ireland. I want to say Irish. Northern Ireland and Southern, and Northern is Dublin. They are pro Britain. Belfast, the South, is not. They have a terror group that they call terror group IRA, the Irish Republican Army. They do car bombings, etc., protesting England. So because of that, there was several people that were IRA members living in New Jersey, in Bergen County, and after the United States made this agreement, even bigger than extradition, like we'll help each other all the way. They raided a place in New Jersey, not far from my house at the time, and scooped up some major players that were wanted from the IRA. So that I brought that into play here because in 2019 the British arrested Julian Assange. So that means if they have him, he's coming here ultimately.
Well, yeah.
So Assange faced U.S. charges including conspiracy to commit computer intrusion and violating the Espionage Act. Like really some traitor stuff.
Whoa, that's major.
But he made a guilty plea. His guilty plea is a significant turn in this legal case because it's been going on for years. Like I said, 2010, he released this. So we're talking 14 years ago.
That many? Wow,
yeah.
14 years.
So, his guilty plea is a significant turn because not only does it grant him some freedom, but it now sets a precedent, kind of like case law, for future journalists that whistleblow. That, I think, could be a whole follow-up segment to the show because at one point he was wondering, where to move. He was dare to move here, dare to move there. So with that, Miss Bianca, we're going to segue into Dare to Move from Switchfoot.
All right.
Folks, I hope you enjoy this song. Switchfoot, Dare to Move.
Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened before. Welcome to the fallout.
Some kind of technical musical difficulty there. I don't know. Was there a short somewhere? Well, anyway, we'll just keep moving along. We'll pump along. No big deal. Dare to Move, Switchfoot. I like that song. And there's some other
do
ones from Switchfoot
too.
too, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could still. I believe production did fix it. You got
They did
fixed
production.
It, yeah.
All right, then go it back over
Yeah.
there. I probably touched something stupidly. I usually do that. Nice.
Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened before. Welcome to the fallout. Welcome to resistance. The tension is here. The tension is here. Between who you are and who you could be. Between how it is and how it should be. Yeah. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up out of the floor. I salvation is here. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. Like today never happened. Today never happened. Today never happened. Today never happened before.
Wow. You know, I like that. They have a couple other songs out there too.
Yeah.
What else is that? What? Oh, Meant to Live, right?
Meant to
Meant to
live.
Live.
Yeah, I like
I always
that
liked that
too.
one. I always liked that song, Meant to Live. So that was perfect. I love how I segue the conversation into a song. I'm working on my DJ skills on top of my news reporting skills. So let me know what you think. So anyway, back to Julian Assange. Public opinion has really varied on this. Kind of like I said, I've evolved and changed my opinion a little bit. But in 2021, a survey done, 46% of Americans saw Assange as a journalist, while 54% saw him as a threat to the United States and our national security. That's an interesting fact. Freedom of the press is there, but like I was saying, freedom of speech, freedom of the press in our Constitution, there are limits as to what is acceptable. When you go like a freedom of speech, yelling fire in a movie theater when there's not is not acceptable speech. So, but this case now said that there are certain that the freedom of press has an additional level of protection. I just hope that this isn't what they call the slippery slope, where now everybody else decides they want to whistleblow and do that. But press groups, that's cool.
Well, either way, I mean, you know, with the journalism nowadays, you can't really always, you know, put out something so quickly without fact checking.
Right.
And doing your
Right.
research.
Right.
I mean, like, there's a lot of things people could always make up stories.
People
and
make up stuff.
And then
and people
it's
also
hard.
get misquoted.
Yes, they get misquoted. And it's so hard. And once a journalist makes a mistake, it's so rare that they even say, hey, oh, I was wrong about this. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to lose their job. But honestly, you know, I'm just speechless right now because about this situation, I mean, like I said, fact check.
Right. We just got a nice text message about how great our our show is. Keep rocking it.
Keep rocking it.
One of our major sponsors that we're moving into a really big thing moving forward.
That is so awesome. So what else do you have going on?
Well, we're still talking about national security is always an issue of mine that I pay attention to. I have a column coming out specifically about Russia and the nuclear threat. And now Russia met with North Korea. So that is a story that I've been working on. It was a briefing that I did that I'm turning into a story. So that's probably gonna put that out in the next couple days. But I had to get it vetted on what I can say and can't say.
So you have to fact check yourself.
No, I fact check, but I have to get permission from agencies that I was consulting with on this of what information is considered classified.
Well, that's very
and what I'm at liberty.
of you.
Well, I don't want to go to prison.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be. I don't want to have these charges like this guy. So no, I mean when you do journals and consulting and you do you know, studies and stuff, some stuff is classified, even at the lowest level, confidential. How classifications work instantly out. You know, I don't want to go into Seahole, but when you have when they say things are classified, and there's levels, is really based. Each level of classification is based on the amount of damage that information will do to our national security infrastructure.
Yeah.
So every bit of information that you put out. So that's why you see things redacted on documents when you get them sometimes, because
yes,
I might be cleared to go into a room, a skiff, and read documents at a certain level, but certain information on that document exceeds my need to know. So, but each one is like that. So when we do stuff like this with the agency that I do consulting with, and we do these intel briefings,
So
we review what level we're putting out.
So you're talking about like what I see in the movies, like a folder that has like top secret or something, and you have to be a part of that level.
Well, let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. There is nothing in my studio or my home that has markings on it, because I believe President Biden got in trouble for that, and President Trump. Anything that I've done was done in the proper locations with the proper authorization.
Oh yeah.
And before I release my news column, I'm making sure everything's cleared to put it out. But I think it's going to be a good story.
Smart.
So yeah, the press on Julian Assange, the press freedom groups are worrying if the prosecution of him would hinder freedom of the press, or would it scare off other journalists from pursuing a story? Think of like an Erin Brockovich, right?
Okay. Yes.
Going after a story, right? If you end up in jail or prosecuted, how many people who are going to look at a major story that has to do with America and national security or whatever, how far are they going to go if they fear that they may end up having to leave the country for 14 years and be in hiding?
Oh yeah, it's
prosecution.
really scary when a person at that level of doing, like in her instance, a case. You know, you never know. You might be followed or somebody's threatening you.
Well, here's the thing: we got social media, we have everything out there. It's so easy to communicate. Information in a second is out there. So this case really, really is interesting because it highlights our need for national security versus America's right to know. Because we have a right to know what our government is doing with our money.
Well, of course.
But there are levels of what you have a right to know, because at some point they must protect certain information so they can protect us. So there's a fine balance between the two.
As long as you're doing it for the right reasons,
and that's it,
and not being so shady.
And there has to be an oversight person with the appropriate clearance. And that's the problem in the intel world. I'll be working and talking to a friend of mine, and neither one of us know what the other person does. We'll go to lunch and nobody talks to each other. So I don't know you know what I mean? We talk, but no, you know what I mean? So it's very hard to have an oversight. You can't, it's on a need to know.
Yeah.
It's compartmentalized information. It's SCI, sensitive compartmentalized information.
So it's like a regular job, like, when they tell you, don't discuss your pay with your coworker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because that could start some problems if you're getting paid higher than the other person that's been there.
Well, and you know what? And the other thing is, with knowing intelligence information, you may know this Private Bradley may have known something very minuscule. Let's just make something up for fun here, okay? Let's say that there was a permanent nuclear weapon that was sitting in the middle of New York City in a building that was a fake building. And it really it was inside of the structure was a nuclear bomb, an intercontinental ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead.
Whoa.
ICBM. So that is one piece of information. And I'm making this up. This is facetious. Okay,
I'm sure that was probably in a movie.
No, I just made it up because if it was my intel briefing, that would be a great idea to do. And I'm sure probably somebody else. We are doing it. I don't know.
Who knows?
But anyway,
this is just a fugazi.
Yeah, it's a fugazi. It's just a fugazi. So
don't be scared. It's not.
I'm not. Yeah,
it's not real.
But I'm explaining what this compartmentalized. So that he may have known that weapon was there, but he doesn't know the location. He doesn't know what type of warhead. It's compartmentalized. So if you don't know the full, it's like having a chain, and each link doesn't connect. It's useless chain. It's just a pile of links.
Yeah.
So everybody's got to know what the next person's doing.
I get
So
it,
that's
I
why
get it.
information is protected. Because when I shut my terminal down or whatever I'm doing, and when I'm doing stuff, or when I was full-time doing it, or consultancy doing it as a consultancy agent, they don't know what I'm doing, and I don't communicate that. But so there has to be a big brother in the IC, the intelligence community, that can see everything, has the ultimate clearance to ensure that nobody's talking.
Oh.
I don't know. You would think it would be the OIG, the Office of Inspector General, but again, it depends on the level of clearance and need to know of the individual.
Well, see, with me, as I'm not nosy, so I'll need to. I just like to know what I just need to know, and that's
Right.
it, you know.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that the
totally
legal
understand.
experts, their concern is this going to stop future journalists from reporting? So before I go any further, what you're going to grace us with a lovely song. Take us, production, take us to Bianca Cam, please. Are they going to do that, Bianca Cam? Are they? Yes, I'm getting a nod, and there it is. They did it.
Oh, there you go. Hi. Hello.
All right, so what are you going to give us?
Well, you know, since you had a quote yesterday with Linda Ronstadt, I felt like I wanted to
right.
sing that song that I love from her. It's called Blue Bayou.
And folks, we are a union radio station. If you find this on YouTube, there are clips. We are copyrighted. We can do that. Okay, I'm getting tired of these people. All right, do your thing, Miss Bianca.
All right.
I feel so bad, I got a worry mind. I'm so lonesome all of the time. Since I left my baby behind on Blue Bayou. Saving nickels, saving
Wow, Miss Bianca. I laugh because I don't even know what to say. You just hit them so hard. We go back to regular camera production. Thank you. Yeah. Hello, production, regular camera. Thank you. All right. So yeah, you just so. How many times have you sung that one before?
A couple of times actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really flow with that one nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
I
so nice.
did you hear that there was a radio interference?
Yes.
That was with our
kinda
sister
weird.
station. So oh, no, the sister network was somehow when they put too much power
Oh,
out on it. And
boy.
is that crazy?
It's
It started coming up on my screen like oops. So it was a rock and roll song I think that cut in.
Hey.
But don't worry, it tweaked out. But in case anybody heard it, blame the other network.
Oh yeah.
So
You know what? I couldn't hear it on my part, but just in case I was
I wasn't sure if you heard it in your
Yeah.
earpiece, but they fixed it. It was very, very minute for a second.
awesome.
But anyway, so
Again, a tradition
right.
in the hostile zone.
Right,
So
right.
I guess they were getting
We are
hostile.
getting way better though, folks, with tech issues.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
we haven't had any hauntings recently.
No, we haven't.
Right.
It's been a while, but you know what? They want to. I bet you they're just trying to throw us off guard.
Right. Yeah. We had unbelievable.
Be like, you know what? They're expecting that we're here. Let's cool it off for a little bit, and then we'll go at them again and just start.
So I
jumping.
mean, another announcement to sort of break out here now.
Yeah.
It's people gonna be kind of surprised because it's about TikTok,
Oh,
right?
what's going on with
Well,
TikTok?
you know that TikTok is Chinese company, and there's some discrepancy.
I don't have a TikTok.
I've never been on.
I
Well,
don't.
you're going to.
Oh yeah.
Because we
Oh, you guys did.
we
You're
have
gonna
a
tell.
we have a contract with TikTok.
Okay.
They offered us a contract directly with TikTok, not as individual TikTokers. Where we have my agent got us a deal with TikTok because they want to have more other personalities, more professional. They're trying to get a different rapport. So they're going to have some hostile zone clips and some behind the scenes with us and stuff like that. So no, folks, I am not bowing to the Chinese. I felt that my agent and I, after a very lengthy conversation, we're using separate devices than our devices that have our information on it. So no information will be compromised. And
that's good.
I believe it'll be good for this show and the moving other shows we got coming out because we'll reach a different audience. And there are so many people that love TikTok, and Congress is trying to get rid of it because of the problems that TikTok feels that they get some more reputable people on there. Maybe they can help save it. So I feel
But as long as I'm not doing those song trend dances.
no. We're gonna have clips. We're gonna have clips from the show. Myself, Miss Bianca are gonna jump on accounts and give you some behind the scenes to the show. I would say probably in the next day or two we will have TikTok going during the show, and we'll be answering questions. I'm gonna try. But we will do other videos as well. But
there Q&As.
Yes, we're going to have some political discussions without arguments.
Okay.
And we are going to be directly in with TikTok. So that was a happy announcement to make. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess it's like Instagram. See, I just got on Instagram.
I love Instagram.
I just got on X and Instagram. I don't even have any followers. Please look for me, people. I don't have anybody. I just got on. I never did it. Facebook, was I don't know. I never did it. But then my publicist was yelling at me. Why don't you have an Instagram? Why and why don't you have a Twitter or an X? And then they're like TikTok, and I'm like, I am not having TikTok over China. But this is a direct contract. I'm not using my personal devices, so they're not stealing any information of mine. And I feel that we will be reaching a different audience, and we will provide non-fake news. And we will reach populations that might not otherwise tune
That
in
would be a good
to
change
us.
for them.
And then we will be able to also let people know about the new iHeart channel and the new streaming service we're on, because we can advertise that on there too. So it's a win.
Sweet.
So look for me. I am at Eric Cinotti, literally the one and only. When I went on, it recognized me as a public figure. Eric Cinotti, straightforward at TikTok. However it works, I don't know. So if I don't respond to you, I don't really know. But I do know that my Instagram and my TikTok are at Eric Cinotti. We haven't done yours yet, but they're working on it.
Okay.
We're hoping you'll be recognized easily, and Bianca Sea will be quick, fast, in a hurry.
Nice. Well, I'm always picky, so like they can't do anything until I say the yes, right?
Right. No, of course. But I mean,
Yep,
you are part. You are
that's
part
right.
of the contract, though.
Yep.
So I wanted to put that out, separate story, but
Oh.
we have so much stuff going on. I'm very excited. We have new staff members. We have Carrie, she's just amazing. She's
Yes.
with Seabrook Film Productions,
Yes,
and
they're
she's
awesome.
working with us. So she's really, really helpful. She's done a lot so far, and we see a great, bright future.
It's a great
And
addition to the team.
She really is.
Really.
I thank you to iHeart for growing us, and we're going to be having our own brand, a separate iHeart channel. Now, don't fear, the Hostile Zone will still be available on this iHeart channel and all the other places you get it. But we will also have me on another iHeart channel
Mm-hmm.
and other shows associated with me on there. And I also will be anchoring a news show daily as well.
Oh, good.
So that information's coming out, but it is a go. It is happening.
Very
so,
good.
Moving into the basically the conclusion here on Julian Assange, his guilty plea really was a pivotal movement, balancing national security and free speech. Now, both are dear to my heart. National security is very dear to my heart. I obviously the survival of our nation and our citizens, and the protection of our nation being the best is very important to me. But I also believe in the Constitution, the First Amendment.
Mhm.
So freedom of speech. It is a balancing act. Very difficult. Very difficult. Call on Professor Alan Dershowitz, best law professor ever. Shout out. Got to mention you all the time. When are you coming on the show? Anyway, so
I saw him on the news the other
he's
day
great.
too.
Well, you
so,
met him in D.C. actually.
Of course. He's a good guy.
He's phenomenal. He's a really great guy. Got to get you on here, Alan. Come on.
Hello, Alan.
so,
Nice to meet- it was nice meeting you that time. Yeah.
Yeah, we have some. We belong to the Minette app as well. We'll be putting out some information on that, promo codes, but you can schedule through there phone calls and video chats with myself and with other business leaders and professionals. Candace Owens is on there. Patrick Bet-David is on there. Terrell Owens, Sammy the Bull Gravano, the underboss of the Gambino crime family, Michael Francis, Capo from the Colombo crime family, and a whole Chaz from Bronxdale, Sonny from Bronxdale is on there. There's a whole list of major players in this network with us. We are very happy to be part of that network. So look on there if you want to schedule one-on-ones. There you go. We also want to do something else. I used to do something back in New Jersey. I used to volunteer and do like civics in different schools.
Really? Civics?
To explain like what a court was like, and we did moot court, practice court. I'd like to do some speaking engagements. Please reach out to me, Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com or the Hostile Zone at bbstalkradio.com. I really would like to come out and talk about jurisprudence, about the Constitution, freedom of the speech, having control over your government, because your government works for you. You don't work for your government. This is not a pitch for money. If you are a nonprofit or you are an organization, I would be happy to do that. And maybe even we could do a show there and stream what we're doing onto iHeart and onto whatever. I thought I'd throw that out there. And again, I always say subscribe to a premium concierge member of the show. because we are always donating money. And I am putting out a call still again. We mentioned yesterday about the benefit concert
Yes.
that Miss Bianca and myself will be emceeing. And we are still going through worthy charities and nonprofits to see who we're going to give the proceeds to that. If you are a venue and you wish to be part of this, we are still rotating some venue ideas. Reach out. And if you are an artiste, maybe Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, Raquel, would love to have Raquel, straight out of Staten Island. Would like to have new kids on the block too. Wahlberg, reach out, Brady. Wahlberg, reach out. So yeah, let's get some people. We're gonna do something good. We're gonna do something good.
I hope we can
Reach
get
out.
Jordan from the New Kids on the Block. I had a crush on him.
Christina Aguilera, you're welcome to come to the. Britney Spears. No, seriously. We are going to really push the number to make donations. We want to make a difference in somebody's life, and that is my goal. Your goal. I know we talked about this. Yeah. This show, we want to change. If we can make a difference in one person's life. I also refer everybody to a YouTube channel, Real Men, Real Style.
Ooh.
Real Men, Real Style. Check him out. Antonio, great guy, very knowledgeable man, very knowledgeable about how to dress, but he also has some great motivational videos on there about how to be a man and what it means to truly be a man in the modern era. I'd like to get him on the show. Antonio, check us out. I know we've emailed, but anyway, Real Men, Real Style. Check him out. All right, so Cinotti's call to action.
Okay.
All right.
Cinotti
Stay
call to action.
informed and engaged. 360, 365.
Yes.
You need to know what's going on, folks, because you don't want the wool pulled over your eyes, okay? You need to know what your government is doing at all times. And you need to know what the other governments are doing too. Assange's case is more than just one man, okay? He is, like Roe v. Wade was the abortion case. Mm-hmm. It was more than Roe, right? Which is a made-up name. This case with Assange is more than him. This is dealing with journalists, whistleblowers. This case, we will hear about more of this in the future. So it is more. But it does promote to advocate for transparency and to support integrity in journalism. No more fake news. Integrity in journalism. If you're going to write it and print it, then make sure that you're writing it correctly. And if you make a mistake, it's okay because we all do. But at least put the retraction in the same location that you put the original story, not in the last page.
That should be fair. Yeah.
Fair is fair.
Fair.
Always stay informed. Love your country. Never miss an episode of The Hostile Zone. We're just popping them out left and right. Grab us on iTunes, iHeartRadio. Podtail is very good. They grab the shows quickly. Spotify, you name it, we're there. We love that you're there. We're on AM, FM. We're on iHeart, of course, which is one of our big ones now. Mm-hmm. Check us out, all right? And we look forward to you. Without you, we are nothing. And without you, we are not able to be here, and we're not able to raise money to help people. And that's key. We're not able to help other people if you don't allow us a moment to be here. So, Miss Bianca, let's bring it to them in the best form of American love and honor.
Absolutely. I'd be gladly to. And proud.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in was still there.
And it's not going anywhere.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Whoa. Well, folks, we have come to the end of another hostile zone. But never fear, the hostile zone never goes anywhere. You can get us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just jump on your favorite internet browser and just type in the hostile zone. Guaranteed we're going to pop up number one. Don't go anywhere.
Use your voice, somebody hears you. Use your voice, let it be heard. Use your voice, somebody hears you. Use your voice.
Thank you for listening to the Hostile Zone, because in Cinotti's Zone, I hear everything, everywhere. For everyone else, see you next Monday for more outrageous talk, where we pull back the curtain and hold no punches. From me to you, have a great week. And remember, everyone, treat others kind, treat your family kinder, and always love our country.
That's right, folks. Always love our country, and always remember, Cinotti hears you.